This is Renee Collins, and welcome to Overtones. Welcome, everyone. You are listening to the 17th broadcast of Overtones on WLXU 93.9 FM, Lexington Community Radio. We are coming to you from the beautiful and historic Lyric Theater in the great city of Lexington, Kentucky. I am Renee Collins, your host, and I am joined, as I am each and every week, by Lexington musician and songwriting extraordinaire, Whitney Acke. Let's all welcome Whitney to the show, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whitney and I are welcoming guests today who have a broad range of musical artistry and significant contribution to the local music scene here in Lexington and beyond. I am totally starstruck today, and this is a word I use a lot to describe this experiment, that Whitney and I are the masterminds of getting such a great collection of individuals together. Don't you agree, Whitney?
Oh, absolutely.
So I decided if I ever write my autobiography, it's going to be titled Starstruck.
That's fantastic.
And I'm a nerd in that way. And Jen, I know you have a great appreciation for nerds, right?
I am a nerd.
She is a self-proclaimed nerd. And I always love watching your Facebook posts because you know what? It's now is a better time than any to be a nerd. Don't you all agree?
Own it.
So do you experience a little bit of starstruck, I guess, feeling, Whitney, when you watch your performers on the Twisted Cork stage?
Oh, almost every time. It's incredible. We have a lot of really talented people that bless us with their talent at the Twisted Cork, and I am just every day shocked and surprised and thankful that they're willing to come.
Yeah, I agree. So in this special edition today of Overtones, it's called Singing Between the Lines. And we're going to look at the art of crafting words on paper and notes on a staff and the process that goes into the art of songwriting. We certainly have a great opportunity to do all of that and more with this all-star lineup that showcases not only the talent of these incredible Kentucky musicians, but we are looking at the unique ways these talents go about delighting the audience members who are lucky enough to get to hear them play and see them perform. So without further ado, here is your Kentucky Overtones Starstruck lineup. He is a lead singer of a Kentucky-based group called the Tuesday Blooms and a music educator by day, providing original music with an eclectic swirl of genre-bending sounds from country, blues, soul, rock, Americana, bluegrass, and all points in between.
Y'all ready for this?
He calls it blues psychedelical hippie grass, and that's not a genre to him, it's a way of life. Today, this is his life on Overtones, so let's welcome Somerset's Kevin Dalton to the show, everyone.
Yeah.
She was raised on a farm outside of Georgetown, Kentucky, and her love for music started at an early age. Her musical influences stem from her parents' love for all genres and includes everything from Don Williams, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Tom Petty, Dolly Parton, Bonnie Raitt to the Doobie Brothers. She still resides in Georgetown with her husband and beautiful son, and she shares her passion for the arts with young people across the state in her job as an extension specialist for the 4-H Youth Development. Today, she is singing between the lines on Overtones. Let's welcome Georgetown's Jen Tackett to the show. Our next artist is once quoted as saying, "We set out to do this. We write our songs, we play and sing. It's what we've done, it's what we'll do. We want to create something that will stand the test of time like Seeger or the Eagles." He doesn't claim to have a standard genre, but when you hear him, you'll hear a really good sense of what he is doing in his own style of country music with some 70s classic rock sounds, a little pop, a little rock, and a little bluegrass. He is a dog lover, and he's also a former basketball player for Center College. Today, he's singing between the lines on Overtones. Let's welcome Prestonburg and now Lexington's Kris Bentley to the show. She was drumming for people and being in the background and being in the support role before she became known as a singer or a songwriter, which is very personal for her. Her songs come from personal experiences and phrases and ridiculous things that people say about her. She is always constantly listening and gathering lines here and there from people in her orbit. Her songs become an emblem, a story being sung of the hills and the people who live in them. While she's a recent voice that has skyrocketed out of Eastern Kentucky over the last year, she has quickly made her place among the group of massively talented singer-songwriters from the region. Today, she is singing between the lines. Let's welcome Stanton, Kentucky's Chelsea Nolan to Overtones. And we're going to get this party all started today, Whitney, with a special song by Kris Bentley. And Kris, you have a special guest with you today. Who is that?
Yes. This is Brandon Campbell.
Let's welcome Brandon Campbell to the show. And what are you going to sing for us first, Kris?
This is a song called Wild Love.
Okay. And what's the background of this song?
All the emotions that we go through. At the end of it, there's love, and it's crazy how wild that love is. I was just dwelling on that for a while when I wrote that, and it's just wild. I don't know what else to call it, because it's
Well,
like it's always there, and it's ever present everywhere, to quote Van Morrison. That's one of my favorite sermons he ever preached.
Well, that's a great description. Let's get it started with Kris Bentley and Brandon Campbell.
Thank you. Born in a bedroom outside these city walls, a little tiny guest room like a colt inside a stall. Oh, I didn't have no money, I just needed some air, a father to love me and a mother to care. Well, you give me wild love. Well, love, you give me wild love. From the time I was a child until the day I might grow up. Wild love, wild love. I saw the light upon a midnight clear on the side of a mountain, and I kept it near. Oh, I could have ran for shelter. Sister, I made it in the clear. And the light I saw that evening is still right here. It's a wild love. You give me wild love. Wild love. You give me wild love. From the time I was a little child until the day, hey, I might grow up. Wild love, it's a wild love. Wild say wild. It's a wild, it's a wild love. It's a wild, it's a wild, it's a wild love. It's a wild, oh, it's a wild love. It's a wild.
Yeah.
It was absolutely great. And thank you all for being with us. We're going to hear more from Kris and Brandon later. But until then, we will be back after the break.
I sleep with the radio on to drown out the songs in my head. The ghost in the bed. Wake up from the dissonance of static-filled benevolence. Light my morning cigarettes with flames that won't spread. Flames that just won't spread. Stumbled down the stairway like my 99th birthday. Now how the hell did I get so old, so cold? Like records in my basement, warped and dusty and replaceable. The scratches are the seams of my soul, you know. The scratches are the comfort I know. So here's your goddamn love song. I hope you find the harmony when it comes. So here's your goddamn love song. I hope you find the harmony when it comes. Oh, I hope you find the harmony when it comes. Stare into the mirror, see a disappearing hero, a walking pharmacy whose head just won't shrink. I've spent so much time down on my knees. I'm not a drunk or a priest who believes in fables of self-inflicted disease. But still it's a wonder, not a drunk or a priest. But here's your goddamn love song. I hope you find the harmony when it comes. So here's your goddamn love song. I hope you find the harmony when it comes. Oh, I hope you find the harmony when it comes. Don't think it's easy for me just cause you picked out the key. The lock was broken long before you had to leave. So believe just what you wanna believe. I call it fiction for thieves. So burn off your fingerprints and protect your innocence. Burn off your fingerprints, honey, burn off fingerprints. With a matchbook from the hotel room, we started too soon. Broken records of my favorite tune. Broken records of my favorite tunes.
Mr. Bentley on the box.
As you can tell, we're having a lot of fun here, folks. Welcome back. We are here with Kevin Dalton, and you're listening to Overtones, hosted by Renee Collins and Whitney Acke on WLXU 93.9 FM, Lexington Community Radio. And again, you've just listened to the sounds of Kevin Dalton. Let's welcome Kevin to the show, everyone.
Such a big audience.
It is such a big audience, isn't it? And big fans of yours as well. And Whitney, Kevin is a frequent flyer on the Twisted Cork stage. What can you say about Kevin Dalton?
People love him there. I literally was asked last night, when is Kevin Dalton coming back? And I had to pull out my calendar and tell these people exactly the dates that you were going to be there, because they were writing them down. He's awesome. It's a great show. If you have not seen Kevin Dalton live, do it. Go do it now.
And Whitney, I'm just going to invite you to talk to Kevin a little bit about what's coming up and what's important in his life right now.
What is up, Kevin?
Everything.
Everything. Everything. What's going on? What's new with you?
I got a new puppy.
Oh, what kind?
It's a boxer Australian Shepherd mix.
Oh. What's
It's
his
actually
name?
from my daughter Maggie. Just got it for her last week. She named it Fidget.
Fidget.
It's adorable.
That is so cute. I'm going to have
She's
to...
already dressing it up, and it's just awesome.
Oh, my gosh. Is it a girl?
It's a girl.
All right. Well, they make cuter dog clothes for girls. That's how it goes. Okay, I'm going to ask you something. We're going to get down and dirty.
All right.
Well, not too dirty. Chelsea Nolan is in the house,
Yes,
and she's
she
getting
is.
too excited about that question. Tell us, Kevin Dalton, something about you that most people don't know that they would be surprised to know.
Ooh.
Gee,
Something weird about you. We'll just put it that way. Tell us something weird about you.
something weird.
Or nerdy.
Or nerdy,
Since,
yes,
since we
we'll
have
have
a
a nerdy
bunch
theme.
of self-proclaimed nerds here today.
I don't know, really. My life is pretty much music and my daughter, and that's pretty much all it is. I'm a huge football fan. I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan. We finally won the Super Bowl after
Yeah.
years and years of me
There's something.
hating that, but it may not be what you're looking for.
That's
but I'm
pretty
still-
odd
That
because I noticed on Super Bowl Sunday, we have open mic on Sunday, that most musicians that I know could care less about football. They would rather come to open mic. So that's pretty interesting for a
Yeah,
musician.
I'm a big fan of the NFL. And,
Very cool. So tell me another thing that we are just dying to know. Okay, Kevin, what can we expect when we come see you as your fans and listen locally to you when we visit your live shows? What do you want people to take away from your live shows?
With every show that I play, and depending on where I play, I always prefer to play the venues that I can do my own stuff. And lots of times I'm playing places that I can do a little bit, but not the whole night. So I'm always just looking for people to connect to what I'm feeling and putting out there in my own songs, and hoping that it reaches a handful or a couple or one every time. That's always what makes it worth it.
So, Kevin, what are you going to sing for us next?
I'm going to do a song called Paper Airplanes.
Paper Airplanes.
Yeah.
It's Kevin Dalton on Overtones.
So where you going, my sweet? My favorite dress. Don't you think that it's time we sit down for a moment and talk about what's right and what we've got left? There's a crow in the garden, and there's a snake in the grass, and a spider web soak up the dew on the roses with no sense of direction. How'd it happen so fast? And it's a hell of a morning when you've been up since noon. The sunrise exposes the truth on the meadow, and all the white lies that you've sown start to bloom. I drink straight from the bottle to keep my kitchen clean. I
Got a nest full of bluebirds all singing for something. And all I wanna do is chop down that damn tree. But it's a long way to fall when you can't see the ground. So it's a long way to fall when you look at me and I look at you and you look straight down. You a letter, but my pen is bone dry, and words are just words, no matter how well they're spoken. There's no one to listen, there's no point to try. So I fold up my feelings and try to tuck away this hell. Turned all my thoughts into ink, paper, airplanes, and wait for a breeze so I can set sail. But it's a long way to fall when you can't see the ground. So it's a long way to fall when you look at me and I look at you, and you look straight down. So where you going, my sweet? My favorite dress. Don't you think that it's time we sit down for a moment and talk about what's right and what we got left?
We were ready for that.
That would be awesome.
Thank you for being with us today, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
And we will be back after these messages.
Great job.
Somewhere in Sadierville, there's a little piece of land, a barn, a hot tub, and an old Chevy van. I miss that van. Somewhere in Sadierville, there's a couple of goats I left, a dog, 2 dishpans, and an old antique desk.
Their names were Bub and Tucker.
I'm done traveling down that road. The pickup held all it could hold. It ain't worth carrying another load. You can tell Sadierville where to go. Somewhere in Sadierville, there's a boy who broke my heart. A garden, 2 Zebcos, and a green nacho cart.
Kept your chips warm.
Somewhere in Sadierville, there's my mama's turquoise ring, a bed, a tractor, and a rope hammock swing.
It's probably dry rotted.
I'm done traveling down that road. My pickup held all it could hold. It ain't worth carrying another load. tell Cityville where to go. Eagle Creek once called my name. Without love it was not the same. Left a bunch of stuff in the house. It was where I want to get out. Somewhere in Cityville there's a bunch of broken dreams, a past, a lost love, and a bunch of my things. They're just things.
Great job, Jen. We are back, and you are listening to WLXU 93.9 FM Lexington Community Radio, and you've just listened to the sounds of Lexington, Georgetown's Jen Tackett. Let's welcome Jen to the show, everyone.
Hey!
Jen, you just finished a gig filling in for me at the Red Barn Radio.
I did. Yeah, this Wednesday
And
night.
you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
What was that experience like for you?
Well, it was an honor, so I was so glad that you guys asked me. But it was so good first to see a young artist. I work with younger kids, and to host when a 17-year-old was playing was really cool because she has such a bright future ahead of her, and her writing style is really cool. So it made it even better that it was with a younger artist. But I enjoyed it. I mean, it was exciting, and I was pumped.
Well, you did a great job, and we'll
Thank
look
you.
forward to having you back.
Yay!
I
So
think
I
one
guess I
of
did
the-
okay.
Oh, you did fantastic. Yes, the audience is raving. So, thank you so much for doing that. And I just got to thinking about, we are so fortunate here in this area that almost we need to clone ourselves so we could be in more than one place at one given night. And it's just amazing that on the same night you were there, we had Kris and Brandon were over at the Burl, and everybody's doing different things. And I think it's really nice we have these people that are out there Facebook Living and making everybody aware of what's going on. So.
Oh yeah, because you could watch music in your gown.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So Kevin's going to. Kevin has some questions. He never thought about that.
Be careful, Kevin.
So Kevin, I'm going to have to bring some kind of order or structure to this here. Kevin Dalton's going to ask a few questions about Jen, and I'll turn it over to you, Kevin.
All right, so I always am curious about this when I get to hang out with other songwriters, and I usually end up asking everybody this question. I don't think I've asked you this before, maybe I have, but first off, just how does your process work? How do you write? Is it music first? Is it lyrics? Is it all together? How do you sit down and hammer out your songs?
Well, usually, if I get an idea, usually it comes to me for some reason always in the car. I drive a lot for my work, and so, but I usually do lyrics and melody first, and then I go back and try to figure out guitar chords, which for me is interesting because I'm not great at guitar. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I've got a key that I can actually play in. But usually lyrics come first and melody, and then I go back and try to figure out, how I want it to sound. But,
Okay.
and it's usually when I'm driving, sometimes it's something I see or something that reminds me of something, or I just start thinking about something that's happening. But that's how I usually do it.
Right on. And then the other thing, of course, you kind of answered this with that question is the environment. Is there certain environments that you seek out? Is there a place in your house or in the surrounding area, somewhere you go to actually, that tends to be your little haven of where the stuff comes to you?
Well, a lot of it's in the car because, I like I said, I drive a lot. And it's funny because I've written a lot of songs in two places. And one of them is driving Fall Bush near your area because I go down the
spot. It's a creative spot.
And the other one is on the Mountain Parkway, which is on these guys' area. So, I've written a lot of songs driving those particular areas of Kentucky. Maybe it's the magic of Somerset, South Central, and Eastern Kentucky, but that's a lot of it is. And just because when you're by yourself, you start to think about a lot of different things, and so that's kind of where it happens is in my car when I'm by myself.
Right on.
Yeah, and you play solo work, but you also play in a duo here in town as well. And tell our audience about that.
Okay, I play with another lady, Melissa Jonathan. We have a duo called the Compass Roses, and how we met was very organic. We were at a open mic night in Georgetown, and we connected on Facebook, and then I started kind of booking entertainment for our local farmers market. And I think the day that she came in, she was supposed to play, it rained, and I was the next Saturday, and I felt bad, and I said, well, why don't you come out and hang with me and that day? And so I played a song, and kind of she sang harmony with me, and then I sang a song, and she sang a song, and then I sang harmony with her, and then I was like, man, we kind of, our voices are so different because first of all, I'm really, really, I'm loud and pretty country, but Melissa has this really, really pretty, really pretty, angelic. First, she's an angel anyway. She's one of the sweetest people I know. So you wouldn't think that the two of us could go together, but it works.
It does work, and it's just such a beautiful sound, and the harmonies are just spectacular. And we just love Melissa to death.
Yeah,
so we're going to have to work on getting her on here next to you the next time. So what are you going to sing for us next?
Well, this next song is called Too Close to Crazy.
Okay, and what's the background of this song?
Well, there's a couple of backgrounds. The first one was, I think we were coming back from, my husband and I were coming back from a Lucas Nelson show, and we were actually, I think I was FaceTiming Chelsea, and I don't know, we were talking about something, and my husband's from Paintsville, and he is hilarious, and he says some of the craziest stuff, and he was like, you can't put a single shell in that double barrel gun. I was like, oh, that's such a great thing, and I just wrote it down in my notes. And then my mom, later on, I'm sorry, Mom, but she was talking about somebody being kind of crazy, and she was like, they're a little
the truth comes out.
Right. Oh, Rachel, you're so sweet. But she was like, they're a little too close to crazy for me. And
there came the inspiration.
So those two things kind of came together for this one. So this is Too Close to Crazy. And so I kind of started with the chorus of you can't put a single shell in a double barrel gun, and then a little too close to crazy. And I started thinking about kind of all the crazies that I'm crazy. Let's just get that straight. But some
crazy
of the other
and a nerd, right?
crazy nerd, but the other kind of crazy people that you come in contact with. So that's where it came from.
Jen Tackett on Overtones, everyone.
Good time, Charlie, life of a party. He's always been a man about this town. Late night, Jimmy, no match for whiskey. You can't keep a good drunk man down. You can't put a single shell in a double barrel gun. Boy, you ain't foolish ways take way past fun. Same game, different name, we'd all be blind to see. You're a little too close to crazy, little too close to crazy, little too close to crazy for me. Hellraiser Henry, Mr. Over-Friendly, Lord only knows the times he's been around. Born again Bobby, hiding all his hobbies, taking all his secrets to the ground. You can't put a single shell in a double barrel gun. Boy, you ain't the foolish ways takes away past fun. Same game, different name, we'd all be blind to see. You're a little too close to crazy, little too close to crazy, little too close to crazy for me. Same game, different name, we'd all be blind to see. You're a little too close to crazy, little too close to crazy, little too close to crazy for me. Same game, different name, we'd all be blind to see you. You're a little too close to crazy, you're a little too close to crazy, a little too close to crazy for me.
And we will be back after these messages.
Like a tree hangs over the power line, soaking up the sunshine on a stuffy day. Trees we plant in our lifetime grow tall when we die. Give someone else your shade. Hey there, mama, sure look fabulous tonight. You're the only one who sees me. Hey darling, you see me. You see me burning bright. So come tell me that you love me. Come on, tell me that you love me. Come on, tell me that you love me like a wildfire dances in the rain. Come on, tell me that you love me. Come on, tell me that you love me. Come on, tell me that you love me like a wildfire dances in the rain. Like the breeze that blows from the west sky, cooling down this holler child in such an easy way. And the breeze that blows, it gets me through all the nights to the sunlight. And Lord, it's such a precious way. Thank you. Hey there, darling. Oh, you sure look fabulous tonight. You're the only one that's seen me. Yeah, baby, you've really seen me. You've seen me burning bright. So come and tell me that you love me. Come on, tell me that you love me. Come on, tell me that you love me like a wildfire dances in the rain. Come on, tell me that you love me. Come on, tell me that you love me. Come on, tell me that you love me like a wildfire dances in the rain. like a wildflower dances in the rain. Just like a wildflower dances in the rain. Just like a wildflower dances in the rain. That's me. Just like a wildflower dances in the rain. Wildflower.
In spite of ourselves.
And welcome back to Overtones on Lexington Community Radio. And how awesome was it to hear the sounds of Lexington, Kentucky's Kris Bentley on this special edition of Overtones, singing between the lines. Let's welcome Kris and Brandon to the show. And we have Chelsea behind the microphone now to do this next interview, and we'll see how this goes. All right.
You don't have any faith in me.
I have all the faith in you in the world, sweetheart. I'm so glad y'all are here. This has been an amazing day, by the way. And if you obviously can't see what's going on in the studio, but it's very animated and it's very lively.
Oh, you can see it.
You can see it. You can see it. So
we're probably making people wreck right now. What are they doing?
well, I'm trying to imagine what these car trips with you and Jen look like now.
Oh, they're
because
chaos.
after seeing you all like being here, it really,
I'm tryring to get him to get a bigger vehicle so we can all ride together.
We need to do that. I'm really thinking we need to do the carpool karaoke thing with us.
Yeah, carpool with a K.
There we
Karaoke
go.
and just sing everybody else's songs like that we know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be
Try
so
that.
awesome.
Local music karaoke.
Okay, we've got to make that happen.
Let's do it.
We've got to make that happen.
Well-
So Chelsea is here to kind of tell us some things to. Sorry, let's try that again. Chelsea is here to interview Kris so we can learn more about his contribution to the Lexington musical scene. Chelsea, I'll turn it over to you.
I've been waiting for this. Okay, for real. I know what you do has a lot of meaning behind it, and oftentimes people just take it for face value and you're just having a good time on stage. But if there's anything that you would want people to know about your songs or your performances or you, what would that be?
Great question.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. She knows me, so that's why she said that and asked it. So it's beautiful. I think I just want, well, and it's not a want of mine because I'm content with who I am, which has taken me a long time to get to. But what I do doesn't define me, and for a long time it did. And it's easy to let what you do define who you are. And gosh, it did me for so long, and like to be free from that is so beautiful, and that is why I express myself the way I do, is because it is 100% me. It's a cup runneth over. When I get to play music, it's an outpouring of my daily walk as an entity on this 3D physical plane that we're on. So I express myself out of joy from what goes on during my day. I'm with my nephews and my brother and my sister-in-law, and I'm living settled with my family. And so when I sing and play, it's just a cup runneth over. And if people are open to accept that, then they can experience that with me. But you have to be open. And it took me a long way to get here. But that music for me it's a celebration. Thank you for asking
Yeah.
that.
I just feel like people need to know. And something else that I know that you know is like really special places filled with really special people. Yes. And if you could suggest 5 places in the state
Okay.
that musicians need to play at
Okay.
and people need to go to
Okay.
listen to the musicians play at as an experience. What would those 5 places be?
God, it's killer, man. I think everybody's got to go to Red Barn at least once, you know. I'm not just saying that because you guys are in here, you know. I think it's a treasure that it's gold in the ground that's really yet to be fully mined, and there's a lot of wonderful local and regional talent that come through that it's oftentimes taken for granted, you know. I just, that's what I feel, and I'm just recently falling in love with you guys. It's like, because I'm new to here, you know. I wasn't always aware of that, but I think go see music at Red Barn and support, because everybody benefits from that. That's in Lexington. You got to go to the Burl. You have to go to the Burl. To me, that holds a dear place to me. I can if I know I'm going or playing the Burl, when I wake up the morning of, it's like that whole day I'm just coasting, and it's like I just got to land at the Burl. it's a special place. Slancha Public House is something that it's such a treasure in Georgetown, Kentucky. You got to go there. These are different places. I know there's a lot of music venues, and the music venues they stand on their own, but sometimes it's the hidden places. That's awesome that she brought that up. Kevin mentioned this earlier, and I have to agree. I think you would too, Chelsea, but Jarfly.
Oh, yeah.
Jarfly Brewing in Somerset. Somerset is such a beautiful place. It's not far from Lexington. If you're in Lexington, you are so close to so many things you might not be aware of. And I will move further on with my 5th pick in this year's 2018 Top 5 Kentucky All-Star next place to visit draft is Skybridge Station in the Red River Gorge. Pine Ridge, it's exit 40 off the Mountain Parkway. And I'll be there June 1st.
Shameless plug.
Oh, but everybody needs to play there, and this is for music. It's like, because you asked for musicians. I'm talking to musicians. If you really want to connect with people and really have folks listen and appreciate and give back into what you're doing, those places right there, you will make connections that won't just last through the night, but forever. And I really mean that.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, that was just a wonderful interview, and we are so glad that you've taken time to be with us here today.
Thank you.
And Warren and I and everyone in this room is very thankful for what you're doing for the Lexington music scene and also the state music scene. And we just really appreciate your thoughts, your viewpoints, and the passion and the love that we feel when you're on stage.
I appreciate that so much.
Well, thank you. So what are you all going to perform for us next?
Man.
What are we going to do?
Right. So, man, I'm very happy that Brandon is here.
I am too.
And I know
Let's give him a round of
I know
applause.
he's going to.
I feel like I just bombed in on you all. Like, what's this guy doing here?
We are so glad you're here, and you can come back
Right.
anytime that you want.
Appreciate
It's been
it.
just
Thank you.
wonderful.
This has been wonderful.
I'm gonna let him sing one, and I'm gonna
Okay.
play cajon.
That would be great.
And if anybody wants to play tambourine, it's here. But I really want you guys to listen to him because he's gonna be back on Overtones.
Yes, he sure is.
Thank you all for having.
Oh, there we go. Are
Yeah.
you singing on
And-
this one too?
Yeah, I'll probably sing a little bit, but this is a song that Brandon wrote.
Yeah, I wrote this with a good friend, Jordan Allen.
Jordan
from
Allen, they
London.
wrote this together, and also yeah, cool.
Okay, and it's Brandon Campbell, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I want to
Yes,
make sure I
ma'am.
had that right. So here's Brandon Campbell with Kris Bentley on Overtones.
by faith and not by sight. And if you follow in these footsteps, you can be in paradise. You can go with me, I can go with you. We can go together. That's what we're gonna do. You can go with me, I can go with you. We can go together. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Watch your back.
I love the cheering section in here today. So I'm going to pull my Ryan Seacrest move here, and I'm going to say we'll be back after the break.
That was good.
Great job. Great job.
I'm sure that this won't last forever. We'll both die before we get bored. And I'll run from a bad day, 'cause if I don't, it takes me through the sting of a double-edged sword. 'Cause two wrongs, they don't make a right here, but two rights between us make a fight. 'Cause we're dumb and we're hungry with not enough money, nothing to do with our night. And I never knew you were all that I needed, till I found you were all I had left. But for no other reason than ego and meanness, I'll just pretend to care less. So each time that clock gets to ticking, spout one more thing through my breath, and you'll snap right back with some last-ditch attack. Puff out your weak-winded chest, and inside's where I'll fall to pieces, while I watch love between us dissolve. That's a tough road to hoe, but it's the sea that we saw. There ain't nothing left here to solve. And I never knew you were all that I needed, till I found you were all I had left. But for no other reason than ego and meanness, I'll just pretend to care less. Maybe I should say the words that
lift you with no doubt. I never knew you were all that I needed till I found you were all I had left. But for no other reason than ego and meanness, I'll just pretend to care less. For no other reason than ego and meanness, I'll just pretend to care less.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Welcome back to Overtones on Lexington Community Radio, and how awesome was it to hear the sounds of Stanton, Kentucky's Chelsea Nolan. She's singing between the lines on this show, so let's welcome Chelsea Nolan to the show. I'm a little bit hesitant in doing this, but I'm going to turn the microphone over to Jen, and that's only because it's based on the behavior that we've seen today, right, Whitney? We've had a really, really great time in the studio today, and I'm so thankful for all of you all being here. But Jen, you travel with Chelsea quite a bit, and so you probably know her maybe better than anybody in the room right now, with the exception of Kris. He's been in the car with her a lot as well. So what would you like the audience to know about Chelsea?
Well, one of the
God.
questions that I thought about.
Hold on.
Chelsea used to work in radio and on Pickup Country and WSKV.
KV.
Yeah.
Did
So-
you know that?
I did know.
Oh, wow. I learn something new every day.
Oh, yeah. It was like 7 years, Renee.
Wow.
It was a while.
Okay. Please continue.
Right. So one of the awesome things that she did is I think she brought a lot of local and regional artists to radio play. Her and other DJs, Kid Wilson's another guy. I think they did a really good job of promoting local artists. And some other things that she got to do was I think one time she got to do some tradio on the radio. Mm-hmm. And so I really want to know, like, what's the craziest thing you've heard on tradio?
Oh, man. Listen, the whole thing's crazy. So I can't, like, nail that down.
I might
But-
need some background here. What is
Okay,
it
so
called?
here, let me tell you what it is.
Radio?
Tradio.
Okay.
And if you're listening and you're also confused by it, may I urge that you download the Pickup Country app and be
Yes.
even more confused by it. Because it comes on at like, I think it comes on at 9 or 10 in the morning. Just call the radio station and they'll tell you. I don't remember. It's been forever. But these people call in and they can buy, sell, trade, swap, whatever stuff. And people call in like trying to trade some like laying hens for some cows or something. Like it's just ridiculous. But my brother used to call in, and I don't know if anybody knows Will Morgan, but he used to call in with really crazy stuff and put Will Morgan's phone number on it. So he would like he was like saying he found a box of those Ticonderoga pencils in the basement. And they're the good ones, and just stupid stuff. But this one time, this guy that I was dating was getting on my nerves, so I said I had a truckload of copper for free, and I put his number on it. And my buddy, during the eclipse, I put it on there that he had those free eclipse glasses. His phone was blowing up. It was so fun. That's not what it's for, but that's what I used it for.
Right.
But it's great entertainment.
Yeah. we used to, when I was in college, we'd have road trips and we would play tradio in the car and we would try to think of like the craziest things we could think of, like
Yeah.
use glasses, no lenses.
Yeah.
Prescription glasses, no lenses and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's lots of good stuff like that on there. I would have to mute it so I could laugh. Because it was just like too much. And there was some times where I would accidentally laugh. And I'm not laughing at him. I'm just so joyful that this is happening right now. Like, where else in the world do you get to do that? Are you kidding? Tradio's great.
Well, speaking of where else in the world, I was recently talking to a musician that lives outside of Kentucky, and he was talking about how special Kentucky is and how many musicians we have here. And why do you think that Kentucky is such a special place for music, for artists?
My dad always referred to Powell County as God's country. We'd be at Walmart in Mount Sterling or something, and he'd be like, well, let's head back to God's country. But that's why, 'cause we aren't all here by coincidence. So this is just where it's supposed to happen, and everybody in the whole world thinks you go to Nashville or to LA, and I have said this for a while, but all the stuff that people were going to LA for in the late 60s, that awesome movement of music that was coming through, that is here right now. And we don't have to move anywhere. We just go sit on our porch. And it's like it just comes. And it's here because it's supposed to be here. And it's confusing people. and you don't get attention unless you confuse people. Like
That's true.
If they expect that from you, then they're not going to pay attention to it. It's just monotonous, and this is the least monotonous thing that could possibly happen right now, when within an hour of driving you have Wes Smith, you've got Kris Bentley, you've got Jen Tackett, you've got everybody in this room. You have my brother, you have Magnolia Boulevard.
You got Kevin.
Yeah, like everybody in this room, and then some. It just keeps going.
Trippin'
and
Roots.
The local honeys, man, like it's everywhere. Everybody within an hour drive. It is crazy how talented they are, and some local people still haven't woke up to it. They're just like, oh yeah, there's them kids picking down at Skeeter Ranch this Tuesday. But like, dude, it's the most amazing thing you've ever seen, picking at Skeeter Ranch on Tuesday. So if you're listening and you're maybe one of those people, wake up, because it's here. And we need you to come out to the shows and share the stuff and buy the merch and spread the news, because it's coming, and you can either be a part of it or oblivious to it, and it's a lot more fun when you're a part of it. So
We are so glad you've been a part of this show today.
thank you.
And what are you going to sing for us next?
I don't have a. Well, I thought about naming it. If you think it's about you, it probably is. It's not mean. I usually just name those what they're supposed to be named. But I was just, my little sister, she's 12. I've got two little sisters. Kyla's 12, Darby's 7. And Darby's just like me, so she don't really ask for advice because she already knows the answer. And then Kyla, she asks for advice quite a bit, and she's like at the age right now where boys are just kind of prevalent, and she's trying to figure out how to do that. And she's like, what do I need to be looking for then? Like, how do I get a boy to like me? And I was like, man, it's just trying to find somebody that's like home to you. Like, just try to find the one that you're looking for when you're ready to go home. That's all this is about. But yeah. I'll live a lifetime and still be learning. It'll take a while to figure out who to carry on with and go without. What kind of man will keep your oil burning? But what I might not be mine to keep.
Thank you, Chelsea. That was fantastic.
This seems like a great place to end this edition of Overtones, appropriately titled Singing Between the Lines. And Renee and I would like to thank all of our guests, Kevin Dalton, Jen Tackett, Kris Bentley, and Chelsea Nolan, for giving us a great reason to listen locally today.
Next week, Whitney, are you ready for this? We have Austin McDonald and Austin McAllister, who blew us away on the Red Barn
right.
Radio open mic night. And are you ready for this?
Okay.
T.A. Clayton and the Soul Miners.
Awesome.
And wait for it, the Mama Said String Band.
Man,
How cool of a show is this going to be?
it's going to be awesome.
Until then, this is Renee Collins.
And Whitney Acke.
Working in concert each and every week to bring you the best this great state of Kentucky has to offer music fans, reminding you that where words fail, music speaks.
Have a great week filled with music, family, friends, and a lot of love.
Listen locally.
Goodbye, everyone.
Sing to me, summer breeze. Tell me the secrets in the sun. Sing, summer breeze. I swear